Well, we want you to be aware there's certainly a hidden threat in gifts for younger children. Toys with small batteries can, of course, become very deadly.
Button batteries are even in many household devices. One Waco family says their toddler almost died after accidentally swallowing one. It's very scary. No one in her family had any idea. 3-year-old Kailani Felton seemingly had unexplainable stomach pains. When her family took her to the hospital, X-rays showed she had swallowed a battery. Her family says acid was burning a hole in her stomach and esophagus.
Oh.
It was pretty scary. Me and my mom, we broke down crying because we didn't know anything about, button battery safety or anything like that. I didn't think anything like that could do that type of damage.
They said that she'll probably have scarring. They'll watch her for like 3 years, see if she have any scarring in her throat and her stomach. So she go back every month to get checked.
Well, her grandmother fears what could have happened if they waited to take Kailani to the doctor. Well, the Consumer Product Safety Commission reports thousands of emergency room visits are because of battery ingestion, and the outcomes can be devastating if not treated immediately.
Right, and it's those little ones. It's not D batteries that people are swallowing. Dr. Dominic, Lucia, the Chief Medical Officer at McLane Children's Hospital, joins us now this evening to teach us a little more about what to keep in mind this holiday season. Thank you for being here, Doctor. Let's start with this. What kind of toys are button batteries found in?
Yeah, it's really any toy that's got sound, light, movement in it, and especially stocking stuffers. And the problem is those little toys require this little bitty battery. If you can see this in my finger. And so it's hard to see, it's hard to find, but you know who's really good at finding them are infants and toddlers as they put things in their mouth. And once they do put things in their nose, their ears, their mouth, particularly a button battery, it can be extremely dangerous.
So if you're a parent and you're thinking maybe they swallowed something, why can't you just wait for your child maybe to digest the battery?
It's a reasonable question, but the problem with these batteries is once they contact what we call the mucosal surface, particularly in the esophagus, which is the tube between your mouth and your stomach, that causes it to start a chemical reaction, and it starts burning through the wall of that esophagus. So it can cause an actual hole in that tube, which obviously can lead to lots of bad outcomes. So if you think that your child has gotten into a button battery or swallowed one, you need to give them honey if you have some at home. Don't delay because of that, and then get them to your nearest emergency room.
Yep, going to need an X-ray to make sure that's what's in there. Okay, so what are the long-term effects, doctor, of not getting a battery surgically removed? You just talked about how bad it would be. I shudder to think here.
Yeah, if you wait and there's a delay for more than an hour or two, there's some real long-term repercussions that we've seen with some of these poor kids because that chemical burns occurring internally. So all of a sudden you have destruction internally that can obviously cause infection, it can cause physiologic problems, it can cause nutrition problems, and some of these kids have to undergo repeated surgeries to get this repair done and may have lifelong implications.
Yeah, we heard that from the Waco family. Now, of course, 'tis the season to give, so what are some mindful safety tips to think about when gift shopping for kids?
Yeah, so if you can get a gift that doesn't have button batteries, particularly for infants and toddlers, that's really important. And we talked about the stocking stuffers, and we talked about things that you order online. So many of these products have these now. Please avoid that in that age group. If you have button batteries in your house as spares for some object that you may use, keep them locked up and safe and away from kids. The other thing we can do is educate grandparents and babysitters. Those are watching the kids. And one final thing, Chris and Lindsay, if you're out toy shopping, please consider bringing a toy buy for the McLane Children's Hospital toy drive. That's where our child life experts are able to cheer up those kids that are in the hospital over the holiday season.
You mentioned that, doctor. Thank you so much for joining us today. We wish them, of course, any kids in the hospital, a wonderful holiday season this year, and we know that that would bring them a lot of joy. We want them to all be safe, so thanks for your advice and tips today. You know, that's a normal thing. If you're not in that baby stage,
I know.
You don't, like grandparents, you don't think about
if you're an uncle
the
or
danger,
something, right?
of a
and
little button
then the child comes over for a holiday, and you take your eye off them for a second.
Yeah, like you said,
know.
they're crafty. A little infant can go, oh, what's this?
Right,
Right in the mouth.
Very true.
There it goes. Okay.